Today we are going to learn how to create a fitness banner design in Photoshop. So let's get started. Open Photoshop, create a new file, name it Fitness Banner Design. Preset will be custom, and for the width it will be 4000 pixels and height will be 1500 pixels. I am choosing a high resolution size. We can later adjust it to any size we want. Resolution will be 72 because it's the ideal resolution for any web banner as long as it's not getting printed anywhere. Otherwise we will set it to 300 resolution. Color mode will be RGB. Now everything looks good, click OK. Now our banner size is ready. Now let's unlock the layer. Right click on layer, layer from background, click OK. Let's add an adjustment layer of solid color. I'm going to set the color to dark blue. Click OK. Double click on layer and write background. Now we don't need the bottom layer. Just press delete to delete the layer. Let's create a background for the text. Select the rectangular marker tool and create a selection of rectangle from the left. Right click and click on make work path. Click OK. Now go to adjustment layer and create a solid fill. It will make a vector shape. Now I want a slant look for this shape. So select direct selection tool and make a selection of bottom right point and drag it to the left. You can also select the middle path and drag it towards right. Now we have two sections in the banner. Left one is for the text part and right one is for the image. So let's drag the image. After placing the image, press enter. Now I don't want the background of this image. So let's remove the background. You can use pen tool or any other tool as well, but I'm using pen tool because when we talk about the accuracy and precision, pen tool is the best. Now let me tell you why I choose this image. I choose this image because it really relates with the topic and it has its own vibe of fitness to it. It's very important how you choose a banner image. In some way it should be related to the topic. And remember, you should have the license of the image that you are using. Don't use a stock image that you have not paid for. Or if you don't want to put money in the image, you can also download it from the free websites that give out free images with a common creative license. And don't worry, this image is used under the common creative license. Our selection is ready, but the inner portion, we also need to cut out the inner portion as well. So make a selection of the inner part. Now press Ctrl E to merge them. Take path selection tool and select the inner part, make it subtract. Click outside to deselect the selection. Now while holding Ctrl, make a selection of this layer. Select background layer and add a mask to this selection. Hide the shape layer and drag this image to our banner. Now we want to convert it into a smart object, but we can't because if we convert it into a smart object, then the mask will be inside the smart object. We want it outside of it. So to resolve this problem, let's create a dummy layer and transfer this mask on that layer. Now convert the image to smart object. Now drag the mask back to the image and delete that dummy layer. Now while holding Alt Shift, scale down the layer 1 image. Place it in the right and delete the original image. Now rename the layer as image. Now we also need a logo for this banner. So let's quickly create a dummy logo for this. I'm going to create a dumbbell which is basic shapes. Now select all layers and Ctrl E to merge them. Rename it this layer as dumbbell. Let's also rotate it to 45 degree. Let's give it a fake name as well. For the font I'm using font straight bold. Let's name it as Fitco. Increase the size of the font. Adjust the logo according to yourself. Now select both layers and convert it into a smart object. So anytime we can replace this logo with a real one. Let's rename the layer as your logo here. Scale the logo and place it in left top corner. Now our logo is also ready. Let's add some text to it. Type start training. We need to adjust the line height. For this, select the text. While holding Alt, click bottom arrow key multiple times. Type start training today. We need this text in caps. So open character palette and click on all caps. Let's give it an italic feel to it. Decrease the font size and adjust the line height as well. We are going to highlight the training text. Create a rectangular shape over the text. Set the color to white. Drag the layer behind the text layer. Select the training text and make it blue. Click OK. Let's also give the shape a slant look. While holding Ctrl, skew the shape to the right until you get the same amount of skew just as the middle section. Now select the direct selection tool. Select the anchor points of right. Drag it to the right to increase the width of this shape. Now adjust accordingly. Make the font extra bold italic. Let's add another text. Write unleash your limit with daily training. Make it white. Remove the all caps and set the font to 50. Move it up and while holding Alt, drag a copy below. Let's also add the website name. To add letter spacing while holding Alt, click the right arrow key. We are adding letter spacing to the website so that people can differentiate between the rest of the text and the website. Select the direct selection tool and adjust the shape of the background. Let's add more slant look to it, also the training shape as well. Let's add a call to action. Create a copy of this shape, decrease its width with the direct selection tool and type text join now. Decrease the letter spacing and make it bold. It's not visible on the button, make it blue. Press Alt backspace. I want to change the color of this call to action as blue, but for this we need to change the color of the background as well. Make it darker. Now the button color is blue and make the text white. Let's make it extra bold and increase its size to 55 point. Let's decrease the font size of this text and adjust the shape as well. Making banner is a trial and test process. We keep changing the look of the design until it looks better. Now the background is looking too simple. Set the opacity to 50% and create a duplicate copy of this layer. And remember, when you create a copy, deselect all the anchor points. Otherwise it will create a half copy of it just like this one. Undo it, deselect the point and create a copy again. Now press Ctrl T, right click, flip vertically. Now create another copy of this layer and add anchor point in the center with Add Anchor Point tool. Now with the direct selection tool, move the bottom right point to the left. Now with the help of Convert Point tool, make it a triangle. Now make the base color more dark and set its opacity to 100%. Now we have 4 layers in the background. So in this top rectangle, I want to create a offer section, but I want a rectangle of exact same dimension as this. So create a copy of this shape, move it to the top, give it a light blue color and add points where you see the triangle. Now by adding just 2 points, we can delete rest of the points. Now select Convert Point tool and click where you want corners. Let's drag it slightly towards left. Set its color to white and opacity will be 100%. Create a copy of Join Now text and place it over the triangle. Set its color to dark blue. Let's give a 30% off. Reduce the letter spacing. Make it extra bold italic. And set the size to 180 point. Move it down in the center. Create another copy of the text and set the text value to the half 90. Type off. Place it in the center of 30%. Now I want to add a white slant line. So create a copy of the background layer. Place in top. Change the color to bright one. Now choose the direct selection tool and move the points to the right. We just want a slant line with same width. Let's drag the line to the left. Set its color to white and make the opacity 100. Make this layer opacity 100 as well and make it more darker. To get the contrast, we need to dark the background as well. Decrease the letter spacing of Join Now. Right click and open blending option so that we can add crop shadow to it. Click OK. To highlight the Join Now button, let's create some arrows for the Join Now. I'm making 5 arrows that have equal distribution between them. Set its color to white. From left to right, we are increasing the opacity from 20, 40, 60, 80 and then 100. It gives a monochromatic look. Now select all layers, place it with the Join Now text, scale it down, move it to the right. Press Ctrl G and create a group of arrows. Also making groups is very important. Whenever you create anything in Photoshop, it should be layered and structured. Creating groups and naming layers is a time-taken process, but it really helps others to understand your file. The commercial value of a product or a design increases not because how well it is designed, but how well it is structured. Increase the size of Join Now to 70 point. Move it left. The website text is so simple, so we are going to place a layer behind it. Create a copy of the Join Now base layer, scale it down, use direct selection tool to increase the width, and straight the left points. Place it behind the website text and make the shape color darker. Press Ctrl Alt for the ruler. Drag a grid from the left so that we can align the text. Now in this banner the image is looking so simple, so we are going to put some effects to it. Before that, don't forget to group the layer and rename the layers. Now I am going to create a neon triangle. Select the polygon tool and set the sides to 3. Make a triangle on top of the image. Now drag the triangle behind the image. Rename the layer as triangle. We don't want a fill triangle, we want a stroke of triangle. For this, select the path selection tool. Select the path of the triangle, press Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Now we have created a copy and it was pasted on the same path. Now press Ctrl T and scale the shape inside. Now subtract the shape. Adjust it until you get a same width border. Now drag the triangle over top of the image. While holding Ctrl, create a selection of the mask and add a mask on the triangle. Now press Ctrl I to invert the mask. Now with the white brush tool, you can paint that area in the mask with white color that you want in that selection. For now, let's leave it, later we can adjust it. Let's type text fitness. Now rotate it and place it on the triangle bottom. It should be aligned with the triangle. For now, let's delete the mask of triangle. While holding Ctrl, create a selection of triangle layer. Go to select, modify, contract, set the value 10. Enter. Now select the marquee tool, right click, make work path. Add a solid color of white. It will make a stroke of white. Name it line. Create a duplicate copy of line and convert it into a smart object. Now go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Set the value 14, click OK. Create a copy of triangle as well. Convert it into a smart object. Now go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Increase the value to 30. Click OK. Create a duplicate copy of line to increase the blur effect. Now it starts looking like a neon stroke. Let's create another duplicate copy of triangle. Now our neon is looking good. Select all line and triangle layers. Press Ctrl G to make a group. Add a mask to the group and copy the image mask to the new group. Now press Ctrl I to invert the mask. Now the mask is applied on all the layers inside the group. We don't need to add individual masks to all layers. Rename the group as triangle. Now we will follow the same process on the fitness text as well. Now the fitness text have the same neon effect. Now the image is missing the light. It should have a blue light to it. So add a gradient map. Set the gradient to blue and dark blue. Inverse the gradient. Click OK. While holding Alt, mask it with the image so that the gradient map should only be applied on the image. Now make the mask black. Now we can add highlight according to ourselves. Take the white brush tool and paint it over the area where you want the light. Set the opacity to 30%. Make hardness 0 and increase the brush size. Let's create the adjustment layer of levels and mask it with the image. Increase the level. Gradient map on the image is looking too strong. Make its opacity to 50%. To make the text more highlight, select the background shape layer, right click, blending option, select gradient overlay, adjust the angle. Set the gradient color to blue and dark blue. Click OK. Let's create a shape in front of start text to give it a more dynamic look. Let's add some effect to the background as well. Create a new layer, color it white, take a black brush and brush it over on bottom left corner. Now go to filter, pixelate, color halftone. Set the value to 40, rest of the value will be 0. Click OK. Set the layer mode to divide and make its opacity 10%. Rename the layer as halftone. Let's add some glitter in the triangle. Make a duplicate copy of triangle layer, right click, rasterize the layer, set layer mode to dissolve and opacity will be 10%. Same thing we will do for the fitness text as well. Duplicate copy, rasterize it, layer mode to dissolve and opacity will be 5%. Let's make the background jet black. Now the fitness banner design is completed. If you want to change the color theme of this design, add an adjustment layer of hue saturation right above all layers and groups. Now slide the hue value to see other color schemes. You can also create gradient with this color scheme. Set the mask to black and paint over with white brush where you want the color. If you want to download this file, you can download from the link given below in the description. I hope you learned something new in this tutorial, and if you do, please hit the subscribe button. Tell me views in the comment section. How was the tutorial? Thank you so much for watching Graphic Arena. My name is Shubham. Let's meet on another great tutorial. For the time being, goodbye.